Hold up.
So in the last video, we talked about optimizing the profile for my client a little bit more. So I'll show you what I've done since we last spoke. So I edited the profile name. It's now Dog Clothing Boutique. Cute dog clothing, dog accessories, and dog stuff. I use dog stuff because this is a keyword that I saw that came up often in several pet profiles, and quite a few relevant pins came up with the search dog stuff. I then added a little description that says we provide the cutest dog clothing and other fun dog stuff to keep your dog busy all day long. We also do dog collars, dog jewelry, and cool dog beds. So again, these are keywords that I found that were ranking high and had relevant pins within those keywords. I also created some boards. I created 12 boards. Sorry, there's 11. Yeah, there are 12 boards. Sorry, and my next job is now to optimize each board with keywords and then find relevant pins for each keyword. So I'm going to start with one. I'm going to start with one board. Let's start with dog beds. Now this is an empty board. When you have an empty board and you enter a keyword for the board title, you'll find that Pinterest gives you some keywords based on the board title you've entered. So in this instance, it's given us dog beds DIY, dog beds homemade, dog bed ideas, crochet, dog beds, luxury dog beds. So you can just use these keywords if you want, but I do like to go a little bit deeper just to make sure that these are the keywords that I do want to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open another another tab. And I'm going to type in dog beds into the search because I want to see what comes up as recommendations. So when I type in dog beds, these are the key additional keywords that I find. So then I could have homemade dog beds, DIY dog beds, dog bed ideas, and I'm going to look here to see what's come up. And it looks like some of these keywords do correlate with the frequently searched terms that are coming up here. I'm going to look at the pins and see what pins come up with those keywords. Now this doesn't always happen often, but sometimes you want to use a keyword which makes sense for your industry and your boards, but when you enter that keyword you find pins that are not totally related to that keyword. Now you can look at this in two ways. You can think, okay, this is not a good idea because the pins that are coming up are not pins that I don't want to see for this keyword. So you can look at it a negative. You can also look at it as a positive. If other people are using that keyword and all the other pins are unrelated apart from yours, then you're attracting more traffic from that keyword than anybody else who's not using that keyword. So it is a little bit of a trial and error. One thing you have to understand is when you set the keywords for your boards, you don't have to those are not keywords that are set for life. If you find that they're not working, you can go back and tweak it to see if you see a difference. Now, when you want to measure how successful these keywords are, I would say leave them for about a month. Leaving it for about a day or two is not enough for you to see how successful a board or a pin is. I'd say give it about a month. And if those keywords are not working, then yes, I would try something else. Now, another thing you need to understand about boards is it's not only the board title and the board description that's important. What's also important are the type of pins that are found in that board. Now, I showed you before what happens when I search keywords when I'm logged out of Pinterest. The additional keywords that came up are the keywords that those pins come up for the most. So if you have all these keywords on the board, but then the pins in that board are unrelated to the keywords and the board theme, then you might have a bit of trouble ranking your board. You have to remember that when you're looking at Pinterest search results, as you'll see, the pins, let me just go back to the search and I'll show you again. When you look at the Pinterest search results, you see that your pins can rank in 3 different ways. Depending on the keyword, your pins can rank depending on the keywords on your pin. You can rank depending on the keywords on your profile, and you can rank depending on the keywords on your board. So if you want to increase your exposure in all those categories, you need to make sure that you've got the right board name, the right keywords for the board, and the right pins that describe the right pins for the board description. So at the moment, I haven't got any I haven't got any pins in here. So I'm going to work with my client to for the next step, because my client really likes to be involved in the next steps. But what you just do is, once you've got the board description, go and search on Pinterest and see what pins you could include in that board, and you're just going to add them. And also, when you are creating pins from your own website, you would add your pin to the relevant board. So if, for instance, this is an e-commerce store, so if it has a bed, a dog bed, I will add that pin for that product in the dog beds category. If he has a grooming brush, I will add that pin to the grooming category. One good thing that you can do as well, which I haven't done for this client, is having a board specifically for your business. So I'm going to create that now, and I'm going to make this board called I'm going to call this Dog Clothing Boutique, because this is the name of the e-commerce store. Now, what I'm going to do is, once I've created that board, then I'm going to add a description based on all the items that my client is going to have in the store. So I will mention we offer dog beds for small, medium, large dogs, because we want to use as many keywords in there as possible without making it seem spammy. So I'll be creating sentences. So if you look at the title again, I've used several keywords in here. We provide the cutest dog clothing. Cutest dog clothing is one keyword, and other fun dog stuff. Fun dog stuff is another keyword that came up in the search. To keep your dog busy all day long. We also do dog collars, which is another keyword, dog jewelry, which is another keyword, and cool dog beds. That's another keyword. I've got 5 keywords in that small paragraph without making it sound spammy. So this is the last thing I want to tell you about optimizing your profile. So I'm going to recap everything one more time so you know from scratch what you need to do. So to optimize your profile, you need to make sure that the name is optimized. Give me one sec, it's not loading. So you want to make sure your name is optimized. So the business name, rather than just having the business name, add some keywords. In this instance, I've got dog clothing boutique and cute dog clothing, dog accessories, dog stuff. Those are the keywords I chose. About you, I also mentioned that I've added 5 keywords in the about me section. I've also made sure that I optimize the board names with keywords that come up for my industry, and also optimize the board descriptions of keywords that come up in the searches. You also need to make sure that you have a good profile picture. My client doesn't have a profile picture at the moment. They want to use the logo, but the logo is not ready, which is why I haven't added the picture. If you are a brand like this is, then you might want to have your logo. If you're marketing yourself as an individual, then you'd want to have a nice profile picture of yourself. I can actually show you some examples. So I'm going to show an example of somebody that uses a profile picture for their Pinterest profile. Let's have a look at Rachel. As you can see, we have a picture of Rachel, which is very clear. For a profile picture, I can actually show you mine as well. I have a picture of me, and I'm not showing up. Let's have a look at people. I should come up at the top. There you go. Then you'll see that I have a profile picture. You want something that shows clearly who you are, something that's attractive, something that will make people think, okay, then I want to get to know her. Don't make it blurry. You don't want a picture of you at a party or anything like that. Clear portrait photo is great.